Cathedral of Santa Maria de Toledo.
Also called Cathedral of Spain. The construction began in the year during the reign of Ferdinand II and finished the construction in 1493. Its architecture is Gothic type. Monasterio de San Juan de los Reyes.
Construction began in 1477 and finished the construction in 1496. This monastery was built during the reign of the Catholic monarchs in commemoration of the Battle of Toro and the birth of Prince John. The type of architecture is Gothic. Puente de San Martín.
It was built twice because the bridge could not hold all the weight they had planned. The river that runs under the bridge of San Martín is the Tagus River. This bridge has undergone a lot of damage. Thrice the light.
This mosque that was built in 999, the 10th century, it is made by ordinary bricks. Santiago del Arrabal.
This church was built in the second of the 13th century. It's made of brick and masonry. It's a Gothic type. Was the work of Francisco de Espinosa. Galiana Palace.
It is on the borders of the Tagus River. Was built on the site of the summer villa in the 13th century by King Alfonso X, and it is a Gothic type. Church of the Savior.
This mosque was in the days of Muslim presence. Found earlier Romanesque occupation of the 2nd century. It's a Romanesque type. The church was destroyed by a fire, but then was rebuilt in 1822, 19th century.
San Servando Castle. It was built in the 11th century, and it is Romanesque. It was built with the intention of being a monastery. Now it is a 2-star hotel.
Alamein Castle. It was built in the 10th century. It's Romanesque. It is destroyed. Before the construction of this castle, in the same place, was built an ancient fortress of the Arabs.
Almonacid Castle. It was built in the 9th century, and it is Romanesque. This castle has Muslim origin and was renovated in the 14th century by order of the Archbishop of Toledo, Pedro Tenorio.
Castle of Guadalerzas. It was built in the 11th century. It's Romanesque. This castle was built by the Arabs as a strategic point on the road of Córdoba.
Manzanec Castle. It was built in the 15th century, and it is Gothic. It is located in the heart of the urban area, and its construction is debated between two major lineages.
Caudilla Castle. It was built in the 15th century. It's Romanesque, but it is destroyed. From this castle, Henry IV departed with 100 knights to subdue Toledo.
It is also known as the Castle Rivadeneyra.
Castle Dos Hermanas. It was built in the 16th century. It's Gothic. This castle is one of the oldest in the province of Toledo.
This castle was used in the Reconquista. When Muslims attacked the peninsula, people of the population nearest refugeed in this castle, and at the end of the danger, refugees returned to their homeland. The Alcázar of Toledo is a fortification on rocks. It is located in the highest part of the city of Toledo.
Its privileged location has made it a palace of great military strategic value, and so in turn, the various people who settled in it. Its name comes from one of those dominators. The Arabs were those who called Alquars, meaning fortress.
Museo de Santa Cruz.
The hospital was founded by Cardinal Mendoza to centralize assistance to orphans and homeless in the city. It has a remarkable plateresque style, to work of Alonso de Corrubias.
The building has a Greek cross and 4 courtyards, 2 of which were carried out completely.
Museo del Greco. This museum was one of the foundations of the house and a Renaissance palace of the 6th century. Its current location is very close to where the artist lived, El Greco.
This museum was opened on the public on June 12, 1911.
Museo Sefardí.
The Sephardic Museum occupies the old convent of the Knights of Calatrava. In 1964, on the 31 of July, joined to the network of Spanish museums, the Sephardic Museum is one of the national museums of state ownership.
The museum was opened to the public in 1971.
Museo Victorio Macho. In Victorio Macho Museum, it has been seen a lot of this collection.
Some examples are The Mother, Brother Marcelo, Torso Gitano, Mask, Basque Girl, portraits of personalities like Marañón, Unamuno, Cajal, Galdós, Pasionaria, and sketches of the great monuments made in Spain and America. Also, numerous drawings of men in the field. the naked female, and self-portraits.
Hospital Tavera. The Hospital of Tavera, also known as the Hospital of San Juan Bautista, is an important Renaissance-style building located in the Spanish city of Toledo. It was built between 1541 and 1603 by Cardinal Tavera.
This hospital is dedicated to San Juan Bautista and also served as pantheon of this patron, Cardinal Tavera.
Museo del Ejército. This museum was a fusion of two military museums, the Artillery Museum and the Museum of Engineers.
In 1929, the idea was to create a new museum joining all existing military museums. After the Spanish Civil War, the museum acquired the structure. Nowadays, and since 2010, the Army Museum is in the Alcázar.